All right, guys, I want to tell you about Wix.com. Wix make it easy to put together a professional website. And if you go to Wix.com/believe, you're going to get 10% off any premium plan. Build your own website, Wix.com/believe. Anyway, take a look at this. Roll the highlight. So the story I'm telling there was a story. Well, not a story. It was a crazy weekend that happened to me. Lots of things happened leading up to it, but I'll just skip right to the point. We had a few heavy days with the boys. Okay. And it was Saturday night and I decided to go home. And everyone was like, it was like 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. And everyone's like, well, you're going to go home? I'm like, yeah, I'm tired, man. We had Thursday, Friday, Saturday night out. I'm like, I'm over it. I'm going to go home. Everyone was very surprised. I went home by myself into this shitty little flat, an apartment that I was renting. And it was behind a fruit shop. It was a house, but the front of the house was a fruit shop. There was only one way into the house for me, which was round the back. The front, obviously on the main street, was a fruit shop, okay? So I go in, I go home, I lie on the couch, I go to the fridge, I grab a can of beer, I lie on the couch and I'm watching some shitty movie, right? As I'm watching the movie, I'm watching away and I think I hear, can you hear that? You hear that knock?
Yeah.
It's coming through the microphone. So I'm like, hold on, did I hear a knock? So I sit there and I wait. And then a few minutes later, I'm like, nah, put the TV back on. I'm watching, and then again, I'm like, hold on a minute, someone knocking on the fucking door or not? So I mute the TV, and I sit there, and I wait, and there's nothing, and I'm just about to press the TV back on again when all of a sudden, a very gentle, faint knock. Very gentle, very faint. I'm like, hold on a minute, what the fuck's going on? Because if it was someone I knew, they'd just bang on the door properly. Do you know what I mean? To get my attention. Why are they knocking very gently and then waiting 5 minutes in between knocks? I'm like, well, this is weird. So I creep from the front room into the kitchen where the back door was. The back door was in the kitchen, and I creep up very quietly. And I'm standing by the back door. And I'm there and I'm waiting. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm crazy. Well, geez, you paranoid bastard. And I'm just about to walk away. And sure enough, very gently on the door, I'm like, wow, what the fuck? Somebody is on the other side of that door in the middle of the darkness of night, right? Gently knocking on my door and then waiting 5 minutes in between, right? What the hell is going on? That's creepy, right?
It's terrifying. It sounds like out of a scary story.
Yeah, it gets a lot scarier. So I say to him, well, I say, hello? And I hear back, hello? Like a muffled hello. And I'm like, who is it? And they say, John. I'm like, John? I'm thinking in my mind, John. I don't know a John. I say, John who? And they go, John. As if like, it's John. I'm thinking, so in my mind, I think, oh, well, it's John. So I unlock the door, open the door. As I open the door, I get sprayed in the face with CS gas, mace, you would call it, right? Whoa. I get sprayed in the face, right? I fly back. I'm 17, by the way, also, this time.
A little side note, that's a legitimate sales technique. I've done sales in my life on the phone when you're trying to get through a gatekeeper. This is when you're trying to find the person who's like in charge, you call and you go, hey, can I speak to John? And they go, who's this? Like, it's Lewis. Like, Lewis, just tell him it's Lewis. That's like a technique to break through.
Could this also be one of those scams where here's what you do? You don't take it back. You just go to the house when they open the door. You spray them in the face with CS gas and then you sexually molest them. It's a really good way of getting sex, okay? It's another one of Lewis's scams. Yeah. That didn't happen to me. I was not raped. So anyway, I think, oh, it's John. So I open the door. I get sprayed in the face with CS gas, right? It's all in there. It's all in there, baby boy. So I fall back. I'm rubbing my eyes. I'm like, doing Jean-Claude Van Damme out of Bloodsport. But it was kind of like that. And then I look, and there's a guy standing there, black boots, black combat pants, a black bomber jacket, and seriously, no exaggeration, on my children's life, what I can only describe as a black Ku Klux Klan hood over his head with 2 circles for his eyes and 1 circle for his mouth. He's holding a petrol canister, gasoline, and he's fucking vigorously throwing gasoline all over the kitchen, all over me, just swinging it wildly everywhere. I'm standing there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm screaming, who are you? What do you want? And he's just standing there like a maniac with his teeth clenched going, throwing petrol everywhere. And I'm fucking terrified, right? Now, looking back in hindsight, it's not the computer. Looking back in hindsight, I'm in the kitchen. There's a knife block in every kitchen, right? But I wasn't thinking straight. I was 17. I've been sprayed in the face with CS gas. I've got petrol being thrown everywhere. I'm fucking terrified, right? So I'm like, what do you want? What do you want? And they just carry on throwing petrol. So I run into the kitchen. Out of the kitchen into the front room. I think I'll call the cops, right? So I run into the kitchen. I pick up the phone and I go 999. And the cops answer. I'm going, hello, quick. Please send somebody to 88 Borderlands. 88 Borderlands, please, someone's trying to kill me. And they go, sir, calm down. Do you want fire, ambulance, or police? I'm like, for fuck's sake,
all three.
Somebody is trying to kill me. They're trying to burn me alive in my house. And they're like, sir, we can't understand you. Calm down. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm getting nowhere here. So I hang up the phone. But by the way, the whole time I'm on the phone, the guy stopped swinging the petrol around and he's just standing there looking at me, staring at me, right? And it's almost like he doesn't believe that I'm talking to somebody on the phone, right? So I put the phone down from the cops and I pick up and I call my mate. And I'm like, hey, listen, you got to get around here quick. Call the cops. Someone's here trying to kill me. Anyway, when I was talking to that person, it's almost like he was convinced that I was actually having a real conversation. And then he throws down the petrol. And he pulls out a lump hammer from the inside of his jacket. You know what a lump hammer is? Like a small little fat hammer on a small piece of wood.
No, but it sounds fucking horrifying. I know it's not going to feel good if you get hit with it.
Yeah, he pulls out a lump hammer and just comes storming towards me with the hammer in his hand, right? As he's coming towards me, I'm on the phone still. I close the door. You got to look at this bit, Lewis. I need your I need your facial attention.
No, I'm just good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, he comes forward. I'm on the phone, right? As he walks forward, I shut the door. But the door is it's like a door from the 70s. It's a wooden frame and it's a giant piece of glass, right? So I shut the door. I've got the door handle in one hand. I've got the phone in the other hand. I'm still on the phone, right? And the pane of glass is like there, about 2 inches from my face. He walks right up. He puts his face right up against the glass. So now there's about 3 inches between my head and his head with a pane of glass in between us. He gets right up against it. He pushes his head right up to it and he gets the hammer and then he goes ding, 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 ding on the glass. Yeah, there you go. That's a lump hammer, right? So he gets right up against my face and he's going ding, 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 ding with the hammer. And I'm like that. I swear to God, it was the most scariest shit I've ever seen in my life. I was fucking terrified. I'm like, oh my God, this is a real life horror movie happening to me right now. So then my mind worked at 1,000,000 miles an hour. It was like a Minority Report or The Matrix. So I had all these names up there at the top of came down to one name. Who could it be? That could it be him? Process of elimination. My mind worked very fast. I came up with this one name. And for the sake of the argument, we'll call him Bruno. And I say, is that you, Bruno? And then as I said that, the person took a step back. And that gave me all kinds of confidence because now it wasn't no longer a masked man with petrol and a hammer and a Ku Klux Klan hood. It's fucking Bruno.
Who's
and I
Bruno?
dealt with Bruno on some fucking dude that I might have had a run-in on Thursday night that was looking for revenge, right? So I said, is that you, Bruno? And then when I said that, they stepped back. And I'm like, it's fucking Bruno. So I opened the door. And I go for Bruno, trying to murder me in my own home. And he swings the hammer. And as he swings the hammer, I lean back and whoosh, it just misses. I felt the air from the hammer. He almost fucking got me. And he turns around, he sprints out the house. And as he's sprinting, I run after him. And then outside, like one of the neighbors, they must have had like a dinner party or something. They were all just like hugging at the car, giving him kisses on the cheek. Bye. He runs past, he knocks into them, knocks them flying. I run past. I went, sorry about that. Apologizing on behalf of the fucking would-be killer. He disappears into the night, gets away. I come back. I won't go into the house by myself. I'm still fucking terrified. I'm shaking up. Remember, I'm 17 at this point. And then the cops show up. And then after the investigation, here's what they figured out. Remember when I said I was on the phone to the cops and he was just staring at me and didn't believe I was on the phone? Well, here's what the cops found. Because I had all my DJ equipment in one of the bedrooms upstairs and some of the lads, they smoked weed and everything. So the window was always open, right? Oh. During the day, He'd climbed in through that window when I was out at the pub uptown. He'd climbed in through that window, gone downstairs, and there was a unit in the front room, right, with the phone on. And then from that unit, there was a wire going up to the top. He climbed in during the day and cut that wire. He thought he disconnected the phone, right, so that he could come in, set fire to the building, and I wouldn't even be able to call 999. And I couldn't escape through the front because that was a fruit shop, right? But what he'd done, he disconnected the fucking doorbell. The dumb cunt.
That's hilarious. Right? So when he was ringing the doorbell, he couldn't.
So that's why he was knocking. It's like, what the fuck, Jesus Christ! I swear this guy's got a fucking doorbell. That's why he's knocking, but he doesn't want to attract attention. But how fucking creepy is that, man? How creepy is that?
So did they arrest Bruno?
Well, they went to his house and he was tucked up in bed with his wife and kids, fast asleep. Because I said, I know who it was. It was him. And as I said, they drove there and they said, there's no way he could have got there in time. And so it wasn't him. And I said, well, why do you think that happened? They said, well, whoever it was, they come to your house to do this, right? There was all kind of backfiring on them, you know what I mean? And you've thought it's somebody else. So they've taken that as an opportunity to leave and get out of there while someone else has got the blame. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I said that and he took a step back, yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it's so funny, the confidence in that moment where it's a psychological thing where you're like, fuck you, I'm going to murder you. And it wasn't even Bruno. So now you're just going after this attacker, which you could have done from moment one. You didn't, the whole dousing of the house, the whole phone calls, the whole everything, all of that could have been avoided because you could have just went after this guy and probably gotten him to run away from you because he was a pussy, obviously. But
so hold on. The most terrifying moment of my life. You're basically saying if I just manned up and wasn't such a little bitch, then none of this would have even happened. When he CS gassed me in the face, I should have just been like, oh, fuck that. It's only a bit of CS gas. Come here, you dick. And give him a slap round the head. Give him a little nugget. Go on, get out of here, you little scamp.
But you get what I'm saying, though. It is really like, it's an interesting thing what confidence does and like just the weird psychological thing. So that's a fucking...
Because, I mean, one of your phrases that you use that I do like, perception is reality. Right, so at first you're like, hold on a minute, this guy, I've got a fucking psycho here, that like a trained killer, a murderer. So you're terrified, but then in your mind you think it's someone else behind that mask. And you're like, hold on, all fear goes, and you just go at the guy. When it turns out in reality, it wasn't who I thought it was at all. But
poor Bruno.
Yeah, there you go. That's one little segment. Okay.
They woke up Bruno in the middle of the night. His wife was terrified. He already got beat up by you on Thursday night. He was already embarrassed by you.
That motherfucker beat me up Thursday night, and he's got the audacity to send the cops to my house on a Saturday. I've forgotten about that. I'm trying to lick my wounds and just move on with my life. You know, I asked for it. I started the fight. Michael finished it. But the motherfucker's got the nerve to send the cops to my house on a Saturday night. I'm just sitting in, trying to watch America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent, and this prick's messing with me still.
I find it embarrassing.
Yeah. So anyway,
I'm on Bruno's side.
Fuck Bruno. Okay. Bruno's dead.
What happened? He killed himself. After all this, he finally killed himself because Michael Bisping shamed him.
Unfortunately, the person that changed his name, his real name isn't Bruno. The real name, he is dead. He actually did kill himself.
No,
which
he
isn't
didn't.
a laughing matter. Yeah, he did. It's very, very tragic. He had some mental health issues. That's why we ended up having an issue on this Thursday night, because he kept like ripping his top off and just running across the street at me like a madman, right? And then getting into me, and I'd be like this, like thinking, "Fuck me, I'm gonna fight," and then he'd get in my face, and go, "Ha ha ha," and run away, or not run away, just walk off laughing after making a fool out of me. And he did that again one night. He came running at me, and I just, it was wrong time, wrong place. But yeah, there you go. And you can read like stories like that in Quitters Never Win.